gentlemen, for those of you just joining, my name is Max Garza III. I'll be your presenter. You are on the Bitfunds, Ride the Litecoin, and Privileged Car Club weekly training program for digital currency around the world. Now, ladies and gentlemen, one thing you are going to learn today is you're going to learn how to take advantage of learning about these technologies before the masses do. Because what happens is there are a lot of digital currencies, over 1,500 digital currencies, but many of them have no value whatsoever, have no cPanel in place, have no smart contracts in their GitHubs, have no social media footprint. So basically what we're going to teach you today about ICOs, initial coin offerings, is really how to look for the ones that are winners, right? Now, obviously, all the information you're going to gain today, guys, is just an education on digital currency and ICOs. We still tell people one thing: this is not investment advice, because digital currency are unregistered securities. So you still have to do your own due diligence, but we want to prepare you mentally with as much education as possible so you can go out and make 2018 the absolute best year of your lives financially. Now, on your screen right now, for many of you that are on your smart devices or laptops, I'm going to show you 3 different websites of 3 different ICOs that are running right as we speak. Well, actually, one is about to start running because we just finished talking to Tom DeSanto, the executive producer of the Transformers and the X-Men. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Hollywood is coming to the blockchain, and you're hearing about it first. I just got back from LA. So basically, y'all really are the very first people to ever hear that this is going to occur. So on your screen right now, guys, we're going to show you VectorZilla. Now, obviously, you can go to these websites yourself, do your own due diligence. But VectorZilla is it's basically the world's first blockchain-based, deep learning, artificial intelligence driven. And when you think about that, artificial intelligence, right? We know that AI is going to be a big component moving forward, but it's the first AI-driven royalty-free stock graphics platform and marketplace. Now, one of the beautiful things about VectorZilla, guys, is there's companies like Shutterstock, Kodak that are trying to buy the holding company, because we have over 20 years of experience with vector platforms, cybersecurity, website development, architecture, etc. So this is a very special concept because many people around the world are trying to figure out how to best use AI. And AI is going to be around for decades, guys. What do they call it? Skynet, right? From like the Terminator. But we can use it for business until Skynet comes about. Now, the second thing I want to show y'all is Dragon Coin. Now, Dragon Coin is very special, guys, because many of you go to Vegas, right? Many of you travel. Maybe you go to Indian reserves to gamble. But the way people go to casinos is going to change for decades to come, because Dragon Coin is going to allow casinos in Macau, China, Hong Kong, Singapore, Vietnam, Cambodia, even the government-run Lucky 7 in Korea to use Dragon's blockchain infrastructure, basically making them cashless casinos, guys. So again, many people don't even know that these technologies are occurring right before their eyes, but we are the ones that develop a lot of this technology, so we're able to tell you before the rest of the world even catches up. Now, thirdly, I'm going to show you about Dionysus. So Dionysus is going to bring the blockchain to Hollywood, guys. It's going to help projects around the world get funded so that they can go into production, obviously go into distribution, but not just movies, guys. We're talking about television series. And the amount of producers in Hollywood that we presented to over the last 2-3 weeks are so excited about this because they know that blockchain and digital currency is the future. But one thing that was very interesting about what Tom DeSanto said yesterday or the day before when we were having lunch with him, he said, you know what, Hollywood's kind of fickle because they don't want to be first, but they want to be second, meaning they're so excited about this, but nobody really knows what blockchain or digital currency is. That's why we're bringing the blockchain to Hollywood. But again, guys, you get to hear about this first. And we'll be filing a Rec D with the SEC, so Americans will be able to put money directly into Dionysus and win massively. Because when you have people like Luke Daniels, who represents people like Keanu Reeves, Denzel Washington, Al Pacino, James Franco, he has about 25 A-list actors that he represents, and he's one of our founders for this company. And then you have another guy like Tom DeSanto. I mean, this guy is the guy behind Transformers, Battlestar Galactica, and the X-Men. So it's a who's who of producers. This is why I tell people it's good to know about the technologies before the world does, right? Because you get to take advantage of it massively before it goes to critical mass. Now, today's training, guys, I'm going to go really in depth into ICOs because, again, many of you are starting to really get involved with digital currency. But what I want you to realize is because you are getting your PhD in digital currency in 2018, I want you to take advantage of that knowledge because I'll give you an example. The S&P 500 can be between 9.9 to 14.4%, which is really good, guys. It's, you know, it's safe, not bad. But last year we had people making over 5,800% returns with Ripple. So I'm not a mathematics genius, but if you put 14.4% returns versus 5,800% returns, I'm pretty sure the majority of you on this webinar would pick the 5,800% returns. Now, do all ICOs do that? Of course not. But if you find, like we're trying to tell you, if you find the good ones, guys, if you sift through the bad ones to get to the good ones, that's how you win massively. But again, let me ask this question to the leaders on the webinar right now. If I gave you the knowledge for you to go out and find these, you know, 1,000, 2,800, 5,800% return ICOs, you'd probably be excited about that, right, guys? I mean, wouldn't you want to find out how other people are making those gains? Because at the end of the day, you should be making those gains too, because you're getting educated on a weekly basis. Ken Goldberg's like, yes. So all I'm saying, guys, is one of the things that you're gonna be doing over 2018 is getting in front of many of these disruptive technologies. Now, because at the end of the day, you have every right to make money for yourselves, your family, and your future kids' families. You know, we call that generational money, right? When it's lasting money. But how do you think those people that have generational wealth created it? They've got into technologies or vectors before the masses did, right? So today you're going to learn about the initial coin offering gold rush, the future of fundraising, or just another crypto scam, right? I put that in as a question because many people really don't understand how this all works. So if you are searching for the biggest trend in cryptocurrency today, a look at initial coin offerings or ICOs might be a good start. The idea to pre-sell coins of a cryptocurrency or token of a blockchain project has evolved into a crazy successful instrument to raise funds for the development of a new application. Our guides give an overview on initial coin offerings, ICO, and presents the hottest past, current, and future ICOs. Now, you might be asking yourself, ladies and gentlemen, what is an initial coin offering? ICO is an abbreviation of initial coin offering. It means that someone offers investors some units of a new cryptocurrency or crypto token in exchange against cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin or Ethereum. And nowadays, guys, we're even getting to the point where you can use up to 120 different digital currencies to get involved with ICOs. Since 2013, ICOs are often used to fund the development of new cryptocurrencies. The pre-created token can be easily sold and traded on all cryptocurrency exchanges if there is a demand for them. So many of you guys are starting to register with companies like Bittrex, Poloniex, Binance, CoinHub. And that's really, guys, those are secondary markets where these ICOs list their tokens. And as people find value in them, guess what? They get bought and sold on a daily basis, creating exponential price increase. Now, with the success of Ethereum ICO are more and more used to fund the development of a crypto project by releasing tokens, which is somehow integrated into the project. With this turn, ICO has become a tool that could revolutionize not just currency, but the whole financial system. Now, ICO tokens could become the securities and shares of tomorrow. And as many of you know, guys, the SEC is trying to heavily regulate the space because so many people are excited, right? So a short history of the initial coin offering, or the ICO. Maybe the first cryptocurrency distributed by an ICO was Ripple. In early 2013, Ripple Labs started to develop the Ripple called payment system and created around 100 billion XRP tokens. Now, the company sold these tokens to fund the development of the Ripple platform. Later in 2013, Mastercoin promised to create a layer on top of Bitcoin to execute smart contracts and tokenize Bitcoin transactions. The developer sold some million Mastercoin tokens against Bitcoin and received around 1 million. So several other cryptocurrencies have been funded with ICOs. For example, Lisk, which sold its coins for around $5 million in early 2016. Most prominent, however, is Ethereum. In mid-2014, the Ethereum Foundation sold Ether against 0.0005 Bitcoin each. With this, they received nearly 20 million, ladies and gentlemen, which has become one of the largest crowdfundings ever and serves as a capital base for the development of Ether. Now, many of you understand, guys, that Ether is a core coin that probably will never go away, right? Because of their smart contract blockchain, or smart contract based blockchain. Many people are always asking, hey, why is Ethereum so valuable? It's just because it's going to allow for the development of decentralized apps in the future, guys. As Ethereum itself unleashed the power of smart contracts, it opened the door for a new generation of initial coin offering. Now, Ethereum, the initial coin offering, ICO crowdfunding machine, because that's really what it is, guys, right now. People are printing money left and right. One of the easiest applications of Ethereum smart contract system is to create a simple token, which can be transacted on the Ethereum blockchain instead of Ether. This kind of contract was standardized with ERC20. It made Ethereum host of such a wide scope of ICOs that you can safely say that Ethereum found its killer app as a distributed platform for crowdfunding and fundraising. Guys, the majority of ICOs that you see right now, probably about 60-70% of them are based on the Ethereum smart contract-based blockchain. It's phenomenal. Now, let's talk about benefits of a decentralized network. With no central point of failure and secured using cryptography, applications are well protected against hacking, attacks, and fraudulent activities. So again, advantages: immutability, corruption, and tamper, and very secure. Now, the blockchain technology is like the internet in that it has a built-in robustness. By storing blocks of information that are identical across the network, the blockchain, the blockchain cannot, as an example, I tell people this, guys, if somebody tried to hack the Bitcoin blockchain right now, it would take so much computing power and so much money. Somebody put an estimate at about $500 billion every 10 minutes because you have to hack every individual node within the blockchain. So that's why we tell people the blockchain makes everything more secure, cheaper, faster, more efficient. And at the end of the day, guys, blockchain really is what many companies around the world are excited about because they're creating amazing technologies for business, medicine. The list goes on and on and on. So now enter Ethereum. The Ethereum makes the process of creating blockchain applications much easier and efficient than ever before. Instead of having to build an entirely original blockchain for each new application, Ethereum enables the development of potentially thousands of different applications all on one platform. That's why we're very excited about Ethereum, guys. So the most prominent demonstration of the potential of Ethereum smart contracts has been the DAO. The distributed investment company was fueled with Ether worth 100 million. The investors received an exchange against Ether DAO token, which had their own market price and enabled the holder to participate in the governance of the DAO. After it was hacked, the DAO, however, failed. The concept of funding projects with a token on Ethereum became the blueprint for a new and highly successful generation of crowdfunding projects. If you already tried out, you know that investing in a token on top of Ethereum is charmingly easy. You transfer Ether, paste the contract in your wallet, and ta-da, the token appears in your account and you are free to transfer them as you want. Now, let me give you some examples for successful initial coin offerings on Ethereum. And they are Augur, Melonport, Golem, which many of you have been trained on Golem already, Economy, Singular DTV, First Blood, Digex DAO. There are dozens of ICOs every month which explore new and creative ways to connect the application with the token and to leverage smart contracts to add more features to these tokens. Now, remember, ladies and gentlemen, there are so many amazing technologies out there, and there are a lot of shitty technologies. That's why we try and steer you clear of all the bad technologies on trainings every single week. So the potential of this trend is immense. The ICO enables every individual and every company to easily release freely tradable tokens to raise funds. It could be used to completely reconstruct the financial system of shares, securities, and so on. It's decentralized, not just money, but stock creation and trade. If you want to assess Ethereum's market capitalization, you should not only look at the market cap of Ether itself, but also on the value of the token, which adds something like 300 million to Ethereum's $4 billion market cap. And actually, guys, this trading was done a few months ago, so Ethereum is exploding in market cap right now. Now, legality. The legal state of ICOs is mostly undefined. Ideally, the token is sold not as a financial asset, but as a digital good like many other things. This is why ICOs are often called crowd sales. In this case, in the most jurisdictions, the funding with an ICO is not regulated, which makes it extremely easy and paperless. Given a lawyer experience with the issue is on board, right? Because legals have to be in place. However, some jurisdictions seem to be aware of ICO and tend to regulate them similar to the sale of shares and securities, like the United States, Singapore, and China, guys. The spectacular implosion of the DAO did a good job in kindle regulators' attention. So while ICOs currently mostly happen in a gray area, in the future they most likely will be regulated. I mean, we all know that, guys. There's going to come a point where it's going to be highly regulated, and that's already occurring in many countries as we speak. Now, this could bear some financial and legal risks for investors. Also, the cost and effort to comply with regulation could reduce the advantages of ICOs compared with traditional means of funding. Because again, we don't know how many of these countries are going to regulate completely, right? So let's talk about profit and loss. Many ICOs have been a lucky choice for investors. Ethereum, for example, was sold at 0.0005 Bitcoin, and today is worth this morning it was about $855, right? So if you look at this right here, guys, many people are up over 10,000% from when they did the initial ICO. The gain of value, 100 to 500% in Bitcoin, is common for a successful ICO. This is what I'm telling you guys. If you get in front of the right ICOs, you can make a ton of money. Now, on the other side, many ICOs end with losses. Cryptocurrencies like Lisk, IOTA token, or Omni did not hold the value in Bitcoin. The token had been assessed at the ICO or to struggle to keep it, right? So often ICOs is often used by scammers and semi-scammers because they build a glossy website, write some blocks of bullshit bingo, promise the greatest project cryptocurrency ever, and be happy if you just receive 50 or 100 Bitcoins, right? Besides the large and successful ICOs like Lisk, Melon Post, Augur, and Economy, many small and shady ICOs did not collect funds and delivered nothing at all. And that's going to happen, guys. I mean, no industry is perfect. Just like you have companies that are on the S&P 500 that literally are cooking books, it happens in the ICO space too, right? I mean, that's just part of business. That's part of life. Not everybody is in it to help people. Many of them are in it to help themselves. So now the ICO market is currently still completely unregulated, meaning regulation is coming, right? There's a lot of countries like Korea, China, the US that are writing a lot of regulatory doctrine right now, guys, and we'll see how that all plays out in the future in 2018 and beyond. So the hottest initial coin offerings of yesterday, today, and tomorrow. Let's have a look at what's going on for the market of the market for ICOs. In the past years, there have been a couple of wildly successful ICOs. So again, I'm going to talk to you about hot past cryptocurrency ICOs. We'll start with Ripple because many of you have been trained on Ripple also. So Ripple Labs created 100 billion XRP tokens, which serves as an anti-spam mechanism in the payment network Ripple. As you have to pay your network fees in XRP, the XRP are sold by Ripple Labs. Their value doesn't move in a clear direction while the trend is more downwards. It started with around 5,000 Satoshi, sometimes fell below 1,000 Satoshi, raised above 7,000, and finally fell again to a new low of 600 Satoshi before rising on to 3,000. And guys, this year, as you know, Ripple before the retracement was skyrocketing close to $4. So imagine those people that are buying Ripple at a penny. They made a ton of money. So now let's talk about Nex. Nex was a new gen cryptocurrency made in 2013. For a start, the 1 billion tokens was sold to early investors. With the ICO, the developers only got a double-digit amount of Bitcoins. Today, the NXT token, however, are worth much more, and Nex has become a relatively successful and stable cryptocurrency. Now, Mastercoin, guys, was one of the very, very first. Between Mastercoin and Ripple, people kind of argue which one was the first. They were called crowd sales back then, not ICOs. In 2013, Mastercoin announced to build a layer on top of Bitcoin and sold the Mastercoin token to investors. The developers received around 10,000 Bitcoin, which has been worth at the time was worth 1 million. Now Mastercoin gained value some months later, and some investors made huge profits. Later, Mastercoin merged with Counterparty and Omni. So again, guys, really the people that get in early on these technologies, man, they're the ones that win massively. Now, everybody knows about Ethereum. The largest ICO by now was made, well, before, I will say, when this training was done way before we had Filecoin, way before we had Tezos, way before Dragon, because Dragon has already raised over $400 million, guys. And then Telegram is doing an ICO right now. Telegram has raised $850 million. So I'm just telling you all this because literally every year we're breaking records with ICOs and digital currency. But let me tell you a little more about Ethereum back in the day. So with a pre-sale of around 60 million Ether, the Ethereum Foundation raised around 31,500 Bitcoin. So imagine in today's market what that would have been, right? This event has become one of the biggest crowdfunding events ever and the start of a wildly successful cryptocurrency. The investors of Ether pre-sale profited massively, guys. I mean, at the time, I want to say that it was about 40 cents. So imagine going from 40 cents to 856 and 900. I mean, Ethereum's been all the way up above $1,200. So those people that were buying it at 40 cents made off like champions. But again, they had a long-term strategy, right? A few years because they knew it had a lot of value. Now, Lisk, based on BitShares, Lisk is a JavaScript written blockchain which enables smart contracts on sidechains. Lisk sold the coins for Bitcoins and received around 5 million. Now let's talk about hot pass Ethereum token ICOs. While most ICOs in the past have been restricted to building a new cryptocurrency, the smart contracts of Ethereum enable startups also to use ICOs to fund development. Most of them are working with Ethereum itself and trick their pre-sold token somehow in the process. Some examples, Augur. Let's talk about Augur. The decentralized prediction market uses so-called REP token to decide on the outcome of events. 80% of these tokens have been sold to fund the development and got the team more than 5 million. Today, all the tokens are worth more than 100 million. Not bad, right? Golem, which many of you love. The Golem project aims to create a decentralized supercomputer to which participants can contribute with their own computer and earn money by selling its power. Now, Golem uses the Ethereum blockchain for smart contracts, and the GNT token is needed to pay for the services. The ICO was restricted on 820 million tokens, for which the developers received more than 10,000 BTC, guys. That's powerful. 10,000 BTC. Today, the market share of Golem is beyond 50,000 BTC. Now, Economy. Economy is a platform for the management of virtual assets. The ICN token is something like shares on the platform and should receive parts of the profit. The developer sold 85 million tokens and got more than 17,000 BTC for it. Today, it has a market capitalization of nearly 40,000 BTC. Not bad, right? First Blood, the Asian platform for decentralized sports betting, finished the ICO of its token in some seconds. Most of them have been bought by a Chinese exchange. Guys, many of these ICOs are selling out in seconds. So when ICOs allow you to have a longer period of time to be able to buy tokens, take advantage of it. Singular DTV. Singular DTV wants to merge Ethereum smart contracts and the production and stream of videos. With the ICO, the platform raised more than 12,000 BTC. Today, the whole tokens are worth around 40,000 BTC. Whew, at $10,000 and you're worth 40,000 BTC, that's pretty damn powerful. Singular DTV wants to merge Ethereum smart contracts and the production and stream of videos with the ICO platform. Oh, I guess that's a double. I raised that. I was like, am I seeing double? No, I just put it double. The token of above ICO can be bought and traded on exchanges. Some additional ICOs have just finished some time ago and prepared to release the newly created token on the Ethereum blockchain. These are some of the following projects, guys. Let's talk about Melonport. Like Economy, Melonport aims to develop a platform for the management of blockchain assets built upon Ethereum. The MLM token the developer sold will be needed to use the platform and have been sold or more than 2,000 BTC a few months ago. Melonport's it's a pretty unique concept. Qtum, this project wants to build a platform for the easy creation and use of blockchain-based smart contracts. For this mission, it could raise more than 14,000 BTC in an ICO. Chronobank, the Uber of recruitment, intends to build a platform with its own currency for freelance projects. They sold 710,000 tokens for more than 4,000 BTC. Definity, similar to Golem. Definity wants to build a decentralized platform for cloud computing. In its ICO, it raised more than 3,000 Bitcoin. BlockPay, with only about 1,000 Bitcoins, the ICO BlockPay was one of the smaller ICOs. Now, BlockPay is a startup building a payment processor for several cryptocurrencies. And these are just examples. There are hundreds of furthermore or less successful ICOs, guys. Now, one of the things I'm going to reiterate today is hot initial coin offerings today, right? Currently, you can invest in ICOs like Humanic, a wallet for the unbanked, Eternity, which is scalable smart contracts interfacing with real-world data, the Internet of Coins, a distributed environment for several blockchains, and Cosmos, similar, a network of distributed ledgers. Now, obviously, many of you know about Dragon Coin, right? Because Dragon Coin is fortunate and blessed to have close ties to junket operators in Macau, China, who with their long history in the industry have built close relationships with high-rolling VIP players who are the major drivers of Asia's gaming industry. And guys, I don't know if you know this, but Macau is about 3 to 5 times bigger than Las Vegas. That's how much they love to gamble in Asia. Now, Dragon Coin will act as a frictionless, low-cost, and transparent alternative financial mechanism within casinos to enhance the age-old gaming industry. With its expertise in blockchain technology, the Dragon's goal is to revolutionize the long-standing gaming industry while benefiting those rooted in the industry, as well as all the members of the public who join in the journey to achieve the goals of Dragon Coin. Now, VectorZilla is, again, the world's first blockchain-based AI-driven stock graphics platform, a revolutionary marketplace expected to launch in the fourth quarter of 2018 with over 1 million vectors, guys, 1 million graphics, advanced plugins, and apps. It would help individuals and also large enterprises. A transparent marketplace, all subscribers get graphics at affordable rates. Contributors, content creators will get best rates in the industry. To maintain the ecosystem, graphic subscriptions plans can be subscribed only by the VectorZilla tokens, VZTs. And it can be traded on our associated trading platforms. Obviously, many of these concepts, guys, are going to be on secondary markets very rapidly, just like Dragon. You know, Dragon's already going to go on Korea's largest exchange, which is called BitHum. And they're working about four or five other large secondary markets like Bittrex, Poloniex, etc. as we speak. Now, Dionysus is pretty exciting because Dionysus is bringing Hollywood to the blockchain. They'll be able to attract studios and production houses to work with groups that have a strong track record of getting film and TV projects completed. When we talk about funding film and TV projects, guys, this Dionysus ICO or project in general will help fund projects that have potentially the best return on investment. That's why so many people want to put money into these ICOs because, again, casinos have never had digital currency, right? Hollywood has never had blockchain. So you're hearing about stuff before it even happens, guys. One that's very interesting to many of us around the world is Blockchain Capital. They're a traditional investment company which funds a lot of companies in the cryptocurrency ecosystem like BitGo, Bitfury, Blockstream, BTCC, Coinbase, Fcore, Kraken, and Ripple. With the ICO, Blockchain Capital enables everybody to participate in its investment rounds. Now, remember, guys, not every ICO is worth your money. Some just throw a couple of keywords in the air, something with blockchains, distributed platforms, smart contracts, and so on, right? Without having a real business plan or just the skills to realize the project. But some are really interesting. Good ICOs have presented months ahead, and the investment community looks forward to participating in it. So when we talk about hot ICOs, past, present, and future 2017, 2018, so in some months, the Ethereum community waits for the start of the Gnosis ICO. Like Augur, Gnosis will become a decentralized prediction market on Ethereum. Since it is developed by a respected Ethereum developer, stakes are high. Also, the launch of EtherX, a decentralized cryptocurrency exchange, is eagerly awaited. Now, while not as prominent as Gnosis, EtherX promises to become a part of a truly decentralized ecosystem on Ethereum. Same goes for Akasha, a decentralized social network governed by the Ethereum blockchain. The ICO is expected, but no date has been announced yet. That's an exciting one, guys. Imagine Facebook on the blockchain, right? With Rootstock and Hivemind, two sidechain ICOs are anticipated. However, it is not known if the developers of Rootstock and Hivemind plan to pre-sale tokens. They have not announced it yet. But the structure of their projects implicates tokens, and somehow these tokens have to be distributed, right? Several app coins like Filecoin, which enables the storage of files in IPFS, and Skycoin, a third-generation cryptocurrency, should be on the list of any ICO hunter. So Filecoin already did their ICO, guys. They raised $200 million, and they're kind of like Sia Coin, but they basically went after a lot of they went after a lot of accredited investors. They filed with the SEC. So for those of you that did not get in on Filecoin, remember Sia Coin is just as good. And at the end of the day, Sia Coin is literally at a price point where it's very, very advisable to go in and check out Sia Coin. So now let's talk about resources to help yourself. It is not possible to list every ICO in this training. It is also not possible to assess every described ICO. to make investment decisions, you need to make your own mind, right? You need to do your own due diligence. The following resources can help you to find a lot of information about past, current, and future ICOs. CoinMarketCap.com, TokenMarket.net, and ICO-list, guys. These three are good resources for you. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is the end of the training for today. We hope that it provides value to you so you understand a little more about ICOs. You know, obviously, as you know, guys, there's about 3 to 5 ICOs every single day. This is why what we try and do every single week is educate you on not just Bitcoin and blockchain type stuff, guys, but everything, exchanges, taxes, ICOs, the list goes on and on and on. And for those of you that obviously are having, you're having the ability to get in on ICOs, I advise you, don't just jump in without doing some research first, guys. Make sure you go and study, what's the value proposition to ecosystems around the world? What's their value, right? Who's running the company? What kind of experience do they have? Do they have a GitHub? Do they have smart contracts? What does their social media footprint look like? All these things matter, guys, because at the end of the day, what's going to happen is if you put your money in the right places, it's going to exponentially take off like a rocket ship, because many of these ICOs are helping people make 100, 500, 1,000, even all the way up to 5,800% returns, just like Ripple did. So that being said, guys, we love you all. We thank you all. We'll see you again next Saturday for another training. I'm back in Dallas, Texas, so our training schedule will be back up. We did a Privileged Car Club webinar today at noon Central Standard Time. I'll get that up on YouTube so you can start sharing that with your people. Guys, don't forget that program is so phenomenal. $180 a year, $75 a month, and you have the ability to drive a brand new car every 2 years for life. That's right. You heard that right. And that video will be up so you can share that with your teams. Don't forget that Big Ray made sure that he took care of all our Bitfunds members, all our Litecoin members, and all our Privileged Car Club members, because we are using one link to build everybody's downline with the CEO, Andy. So thank you to Andy for that. Other than that, guys, have a beautiful weekend. And remember, keep learning about digital currency. Keep getting people motivated about changing their lives, because look, guys, I tell people this all the time. We don't care if you graduate from jail or you graduate from Yale. We'll take everybody and turn you into cryptocurrency experts, and you will change the world. Believe me. Have a great weekend, guys. This webinar is now adjourned.